You don't beat the beauty of something that's natural. You get some of the products where it's a man-made product. Yes, it gives you the consistent color, but it doesn't tell a story. Stone can tell a story.
So much that we do in the world today is digital. So much of what we do today is something that'll be erased with the click of a button. Coldspring is all about making your mark. It's all about having longevity in a product, having something that shows and stands for the test of time, and StoneLite is no exception to that.
Here at the Marble Falls plant, we've produced StoneLite, which is a stone product put on a honeycomb backer. Most of what Coldspring does is base and landscaping. Whenever it comes to going up the building and going onto high rises or multiple story buildings, that's where we come in. We provide a lightweight solution where they can put more money towards the look of the building and less towards the infrastructure.
You can get the beauty of natural stone with so many added benefits without limiting design capabilities, and we're building something that's built to last.
To create a StoneLite panel, there's roughly 10 steps that we'll go through to create each piece. The first step in that is to take the stone and you're gonna face surface both sides of it and flatten out the stone and create a texture that we can bond to. The next step is gonna be making the honeycomb. The honeycomb goes through multiple different layers to create a honeycombed cell that allows you to have a panel that's nice and strong and airy, and it gives us a good surface to bond to. The next step is actually the bonding process. We're going to take that stone and that honeycomb and put the two together. We do this through a process of bonding a fabric layer in between with a two-part epoxy that we use in-house. Once you've bonded those together, we've created what we call a honeycomb sandwich. That sandwich is then split into two pieces, creating two pieces of honeycomb. Those two pieces of honeycomb have some variation to them. So in the next step, we're going to actually calibrate those down to a consistent thickness. Once that's completed, we're going to move on to the face finishing portion. This is to give it what your final material that you want on your building, your facade, your process to look like. This can be polishes, this can be hones, this can be sandblasted. A lot of different finishes can be applied to this step. The next step is the fabrication process. That's where we're going to take a panelized product and we're going to cut it down into the individual pieces. To do this step, we work with the customer to really figure out exactly what their need and what their application on the building is going to be. We primarily cut squares, but we have the ability to get some really unique shapes and sizes with our water cut abilities as well. The next step after cutting the pieces is going to be laying them out for their final process. At this layout step, we're actually going to go through and drill out and create the pockets that we do our plate bonding to, and that we actually create that surface that we mount the material to. This gives you a nice strong bond where we're actually embedding these plates into the back of the honeycomb as part of it, not just gluing to the surface. The next step after we have the plates attached on the back of the panels is going to be integrating in our attachment system. Our attachment system is basically just a French clip that can hang on the wall, and these can be adjusted according to the wind loads and the requirements for your building and your engineering specifications. Our assembly phase can be multiple pieces glued together depending on what we're looking for. A lot of times that may just be a 90-degree angle with a single piece added to it. Other times it can be very complex with multiple angles and multiple pieces. Our gluing process for actually attaching these parts together is multifaceted in the fact that we use multiple different glues to create the strongest possible bond we can. Once those pieces are glued together and it's had time to fuse and harden, we then will go through to do our next finishing process to actually finish those pieces out and give you the final look that we're looking for. The last step for us is going to be crating. We actually tell you every part and every piece in your kit and where it goes in those crates. So when you're on the site and you're looking for a certain part, you know what crates to grab and stock accordingly so you can build that building effectively.
It really makes me prideful to work for this product because I've been personally invested. Whenever you go into a manufacturing process, you can look at it one of two ways. It's something you do every day, or it's something that you're producing and have pride in it. And our people have pride in it, and we've pushed them to have pride in it. And those people have put a lot of work into knowing the product, knowing how it works, and knowing the general concept of how it goes on the building. That really helps in the manufacturing process.
They have pride in every piece that goes down the line. Every piece that we do, every hand that gets touched on it, we care about what we're providing to the customer because we know at the end of the day, we want it to be what they're expecting and for it to surpass what their expectations are when they get it on the building. With StoneLite by Coldspring, you can make your mark.